everybody. Welcome to Hot Mike with Hastings and Lindahl. Scott Hastings wearing his freshly minted and new 9-inch nail shirt from the concert he enjoyed at Ball Arena last night.
No, that's my old one.
Oh, it is? Did you get a new one?
I did.
Well, we'll have to see that on a later edition of Hot Mike with Hastings and Lindahl. Of course, you can catch us every Wednesday, 9 o'clock. We may add in a few more episodes. That's all up for discussion. We'll have to see. All right. So we're about to get to watch the 2-minute warning together. Broncos have the ball. We'll see what's going on. Interesting kind of first half, Scotty. So here's what I find. Here would be my question, because now Ryan Harris is saying it too, and enough people have said it to me. I'm starting to think Coach Payton might be telling secrets to some people. But everybody keeps telling me, now I guess it's also fair to say, as Jeff Legwald pointed out in the rotation, that Tyler Bidet apparently is ahead of McLaughlin on this sucker. But every time I see McLaughlin touch the ball, he does something. I feel like I hear a lot about what Bidet does, but never see it. And yet McLaughlin produces. If you were picking 4 backs, are you keeping both them or one of them?
I don't know. I mean, I actually like Watson too. I think he looks
like good. Watson too. You're right.
I think when it comes to that third back, who it's going to be, you got to look who is Sean Payton's guy. And it sure seems, like the way he's treated Bidet, the Bidet is something special to Sean Payton. So you'd almost lean that direction. McLaughlin's got the experience. He's still got a little wiggle in his game. I will say this. Stidham was very good. R.J. Harvey, and we reported that for practice on Tuesday. Coaches worked on him staying inside the tackles today.
Dude, that touchdown was right up the middle.
In fact, the big run that broke outside was McLaughlin, right? But he hit in and then kicked out. But Bidet was staying up the middle, and that one, you're right, the one he had for 8 yards for the touchdown, he didn't really get touched.
So Harvey did a good job of running inside.
Yeah, good to show him that, listen, there's some holes up there in the middle, young fella. And that was with the second unit mostly. So I don't know. I mean, McLaughlin is safe, but I think Bidet is his favorite.
Look, it's fine. I just want to see him. I just don't want any more like the playoff game where you told the broadcast crew he's going to be a big deal, and then he didn't even play hardly. Look, overall, man, look, another good game for Jared Stidham doing his thing. Looks like people are having fun out there as we get some crowd shots before we come right back. So I think
here's the interesting thing, because it seemed like after those first 2 or 3 possessions, and then we talked about on our show today, what unless you want to get the punter some work, 4th down, just go for it. What are you waiting on?
Well, they may want to get the punter some work, Scotty. It's funny you'd say that. They need Croshaw to kind of even out right now. So, but he had a good punt there. Now, I'm not quite sure why the guy fair caught it, frankly, but he had a good punt, the one they threw the flag on. Stidham stepping up and getting him down the field. You know what? Evan Ingram, good to see a little Evan Ingram play. So,
yeah.
Classic preseason play.
Were you a little surprised when he caught it and you look up and go, oh, wow, that's Ingram?
I was shocked because I didn't think Ingram would be one of the guys playing, quite honestly. But, hey, look, good. Look, I got no problem with it. Evan Ingram didn't get a lot of targets, it didn't seem like, last week, so it was great to see.
He got 0 targets last week.
Well, then there you go. So, this is a fun little deal right now. It looks like Stidham's going to work the second half offense. I'll tell you this too. It's funny because Stidham got a half, and then we'll see Ellinger. Do you think at all, because I keep getting asked this, I'll just say my answer is no. I think this is exactly what Sean wants. But do you think there's anything at all to them possibly trying to shop Stidham for a trade?
No, because I think he thinks Stidham's safe, and I think he trusts Stidham. He's been here the whole time with Sean, and he keeps getting signed back up. And I think for $5 million, that's a pretty good insurance case. I mean, he's solid. He's not going to take a lot of chances. Here we go. We'll see right here. Here's a chance. Take a chance.
I already saw what happened, so I'll let you see it. But
there you go.
Yep. But we do have a flag, so we'll see if the flag plays in. Yeah, see, I think Stidham allows you to keep your game plan very similar to what you have with Bo. So I think that's good. And we'll see what Ellinger does in the I would be curious to see if Ellinger looks different when he goes against twos, because we haven't seen him go against twos really. He's been against threes, and Ellinger has some starts in the league. So I do like, as you said, though, that Stidham was trying to make something happen there. Oh, that was our guy Sherfield. I didn't think Sherfield would be playing this late in the game.
Yeah.
So
well, that's a pass interference. Good call. But you know what? I mean, if you're no more than the third back, Vele's not playing as Sherfield is. Franklin's playing, and I don't think Vele is.
Well, I'm telling you, we'll see if Vele's playing or what goes on in the second half here, and maybe Bidet is gonna, have his moment now here before we get to the end of the half. But Joaquin Davis, I know I've been telling you about him since mini camp, since the spring, when he looked like a tight end and not a receiver to me. He had a catch the other day in the end zone that was just sweet. Is that Ingram again? Nope, that's Franklin. Look at your boy Troy Franklin having a night, huh?
I'm telling you, Franklin, I think, has been the best receiver in camp. Of all the games I went to, he's been the most consistent. It's funny. I was saying before all these started in OTAs, I said, listen, Mims' improvement from first year and rookie year to second year was pretty good. Can Franklin have that same kind of jump? And, handful of people poo-poo me, oh, Franklin's nothing. He can't do this. I'm telling you, I think Franklin's going to be good this year for him.
Well, he's showing it right now, and you got to give it to Stidham, too. That was a great pass from Stidham. So,
yep. And you know what? Let me just say this. Chances are, last time you see Stidham this preseason.
Yeah, it could be. Because it could go Bo and Ellinger against the Saints, and I think in obviously Sean Payton's perfect world, I'm not telling any secrets here. I think we all know this, that they're both hosting and listening to this podcast. But if Payton can get a drive like they just had the first drive tonight with Bo in New Orleans, he's out of there. Good night. Yeah. Good night, Irene. I think that's all he wants. So,
and listen, you've seen enough from Stidham. I mean, he was great against San Francisco. He's been great here in the first half. I mean, what do you need a second backup quarterback to prove now?
No, I'm with. Frankly, I've seen enough from Sherfield. I've seen enough from Troy Franklin. I get a lot of these cats out of here. I hope this is the end of it, frankly. Yeah, the only thing I will say that I was a little surprised, and I understand Sean's reasoning, but I still almost would. If it were me, I would have thought about going with Bo tonight for another series or two, just to let him keep that momentum kind of going, right?
Yeah, from Thursday.
From Thursday, just let him have his rhythm. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Bo probably wouldn't have hated getting in there either, because that's the competitor he is. But I don't know. Look, it's good. Now they're playing whatever you. Everyone's playing simple defenses. It really doesn't look. It looks like both sides agreed not to really blitz too much tonight.
No.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Not compared to what we saw last week, where I think they got mad at each other.
Yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of pressure by Arizona. And then I watched Denver, and I'm like, well, this second unit can't do anything. I said, well, dude, they're only rushing 4 every time.
Yeah.
So they aren't doing anything. Although saying that, Jonah Ellis looks like a keeper too now.
Oh, Jonah Ellis looks good. I think Hugh Robinson's going to be good. I think Savion Jones is going to be good. The LSU defensive lineman. Dude, they've got some great defensive depth, and it's crazy. But again, we shouldn't be surprised. The defense is a year ahead of the offense in the building, and I've said it again. They had more pieces worth keeping around when they changed coaches to Sean Payton on defense than they did offense. By the way, as we kind of wrap up, that probably will be the last play of the first half, but maybe not. By the way, did you catch any? You probably didn't, because I'm the only idiot that watches more than the Broncos preseason games. Did you catch any of the Giants highlights?
No.
Russ threw a great moon ball for a long touchdown. Although I will say their guy, why am I forgetting the Mississippi quarterback they took?
Yeah.
He looks good. Darn it. Ritter, someone help me out. Who's the Giants quarterback? Gosh darn it.
Alexa, who's the New York Giants rookie quarterback?
Jackson Dart. There we go. There we go.
Jackson Dart.
T-Bone, tickle my pets is it? That's pretty good. Thank you, Twitch chat, or just the chat. But anyway, Jackson Dart looks good too. But guess who showed up? Guess why it might be the ultimate revenge game? You know who else had a touchdown for the Giants? Your boy Greg Dulcich. And it was a beautiful run over the middle, nice pass from Dart. He caught it and ran it in. And I'm like, if this mofo shows up, that Giants game makes me a touch nervous because it feels like one of those Nugget scenarios where you come home from London, you have no bye, and then you have an opponent at home you should beat, but I don't know how tired you're going to be after the trip to London. So,
right. And you're going to have guys that want to show out for you, and you know Russell Wilson's going to want to show out against Sean Payton, right?
Yeah, if he gets to play, man. Now look, Russ has looked good. I'm not proclaiming he's not going to keep the job, but dude, again, it's preseason. We got to calm down. But Jackson Dart looks like he's having a little bit of a Bo Nix last year camp. And Jackson Dart's another guy that's played a lot of college football, man. They may just decide the hell with it. We're just gonna go and play with Jackson Dart. This is the kid we drafted to be the future. Now they've got a murderous first 6 games, and again, it is preseason. So if it were me, I'd probably go with the vet just to get through a couple of the defenses. But I don't know. I mean, there's an argument to be made that what does that help Jackson Dart? You just don't want a quarterback going into a shell. But
yeah, but if you're playing your first 6 games and 5 of them are against top 10 defenses, do you want a rookie get hammered?
There's a blitz. They decided that they're going to end this drive. They sent Jahdae Barron from the outside. They sent everybody. That's a pretty good blitz.
But who gets the quarterback? Ellis.
Ellis got there. Oh, hey, trust me, I've been on Jonah Ellis since a year ago.
Well,
I will tell you, I like his dad.
Didn't Ellis finish last year with like 5.5 sacks or 4.5 sacks?
Yeah, man, he's good, and that was with an injury. Now, I think the world of Luther Ellis. He was a super nice dude to cover when he was with the Broncos, but that's Jonah Ellis's dad, but I can only imagine the Ellis family. So that's an intentional grounding penalty. Broncos are going to get a chance to try to have a little punt return action here. Your boy
punt return and take a knee.
Yeah, I would. Well, you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if they can get in Hail Mary range. Sean Payton's been pretty adamant about practicing the Hail Mary situations in camp. So it wouldn't totally shock me if he decided to do that. But anyway, we'll have to see if the Cardinals maybe don't play with a little blitz or two against Ellinger. This might be the equivalent of when you hit a guy with a pitch, and now they're going to come out and hit one of your guys with a pitch. So, all right, let's check some of the comments. Everybody's got the Jackson Dart.
2-minute warnings lasted 13.5 minutes, and we still got 27 seconds of game time.
Oh, yeah, baby. We get on. We give you a half-hour podcast for what's supposed to be a 12-minute deal.
we got Hail Mary range. I wouldn't even try to move the ball down the field. I would just throw 2 Hail Marys. I mean, you got to work on that too.
No, well, I think he wants – look, the only reason why I think Sean's doing this is I've seen 3 times at practice where they've gone walk-through speed Hail Mary stuff. So I think if he can get it up maybe 10 more yards because they have a timeout, 10 more yards for Stiddy, and then maybe let him have a Hail Mary, although if Stiddy gets too much, we'll see if Sherfield can't get out of bounds. That's probably Hail Mary range, so – are they going to take that? Yeah, he's going to. Nope, the clock's running.
Well, they're not going to take the timeout.
Yeah, they're going to clock it. They're going to clock it, and they'll probably go the Hail Mary. You might as well work on the situation. I don't have a problem working on the situation right now. So, all right, who else has caught your eye? I mean, this is the depth of the roster. Is there anybody flashing that you didn't expect? You and I think, have expected some of the names that have flashed tonight. So.
Well, it was good to see Jahdae Barron actually get some start and playing time. I want to see that. I thought R.J. Harvey showed that you get him a ball in his area, he's going to come and catch. Steve's got great completion percentage, but he made a couple catches behind him that good receivers, help your quarterback out once in a while. I thought he did that. So or not Harvey, but what's the wide receiver, third round guy?
Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant's looked real good.
Talking about Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant made a couple catches. Stidham's got great numbers, but Pat Bryant, that one for first down, the ball's behind him. He gets up in the air, turns sideways, and makes a good catch. So I'm liking Pat Bryant too now.
Oh, look, he's got great hands. Everyone's questioning about the top end speed. So, but I'm telling you,
guess what you can't do if you don't catch?
Run with the ball.
Run with the ball.
Well, I told you, he's had some great stuff in the red zone for Bo. He gets open quick. He's a tough cover with how fast he gets open, man. Okay. Now, this one I don't quite get. Are they going to try to kick a field goal, or maybe Stiddy needed? I guess they're going to kick a field goal. I really thought they're going to work on the Hail Mary. Supposedly, I saw some tweet that said the New Orleans kicker in warmups hit one from 72. It was from Schefter. So
we've had a 70 and a 72-yard field goal.
Well, the 72 was in warmups, to be fair. What's this one? It's got to be 60-something, doesn't it?
Well, they're kicking it from the 54, so 64.
That ain't going to hook in, so no. Nope, I didn't even have the distance either. It was both short and wide. Well, look, if you're a Bronco fan, this is the kind of preseason game Scotty used to talk about it. What we used to see when the Mannings and all the greats were here. John Elway, you called some of his preseason games. They just go, they get in there, handle their business, and then they get out. So,
yeah, Elway always told us, said, Mike said, "Hey, we're going to play a quarter." He'd say, "How about we put a 12-play drive together, boys, and let's get out of here."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think it's been good. I really like Pat Bryant. I thought Harvey was running inside, got him a touchdown by doing that. And Ellis, I think Ellis has been outstanding too.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's a good boy. It's a far cry from some of the clunkier preseason beginnings that we used to see in the first year or two. So that's a lot better. It just feels like they're kind of in their place. There's a rhythm to everything, so that's good. Look, man, they got to be in a rhythm. See, I don't know what to make. You know what? Every year preseason does this to me because I'm just happy when I see some decent football in a preseason game sometimes, quite honestly. But look, the Titans haven't been terrible. Cam Ward hasn't been terrible. Now, does that mean he's going to be ready to go against Vance Joseph and his exotic blitz looks? No, but you and I have talked about it. It's good to see this rhythm because they've got to be in a rhythm and ready. They cannot have Sean Payton is 0-2 in his Denver openers. Can't have an 0-3. Got to be 1-0. So,
well, listen, you got 24 points and a half. There was a couple of years we'd go 3 games and not get 24 points.
You're right. Preseason or otherwise. So.
Yeah. So we're good. I'll be surprised. Here, let's guess. I'll say I'll be surprised that Ingram won't play the second half. I'll bet you Stidham doesn't play the second half. I'm not sure R.J. Harvey. I will say this: Steve Levy, who's really good at his job, did say the dumbest thing because R.J. Harvey did play and had a couple good runs, obviously. Because probably. Haven't seen Dobbins in there yet. And I'm like, dude, he's number one depth chart.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, come on, man.
In his pads yet.
Although, in fairness, I guess Ingram surprised me too. Now, Sean Payton did say there were a handful of guys that were going to be on a pitch count, but I didn't think Ingram would be one of them. But again, not complaining about it. Glad to see it. Crystal's asking if we're going to have a no huddle post game. Scotty and I might come up with something. We'll figure it out. Scotty and I, whether we keep doing this or we do some now, see, again, we do halftime at preseason because, like, the rest of the game's probably going to be guys around the depth chart that are so far down the depth chart, it's unlikely we'll be talking about them after this week, frankly. They'll get their shine next week, too. Whether Scotty and I try to do something post game, we'll try. The only problem is consistency's sake because Scotty's got a lot of Nuggets games to do. So as soon as we hit November, there's plenty of Nuggets games.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Look, hey, that doesn't mean we can't try. We can try whatever the hell we want to. It's YouTube and Twitch and X. All right, let's hear out from some of you if you want to jump on. I almost gave out the number. I'm glad I didn't. Bronco fan for life saying Troy has taken a leap. I think we'd all agree with that.
I agree with that, Bronco.
So, this guy's talking about our boy Stink. RJ Harvey needs to hit the grass spot where the O-line with the O-lineman moving post snap. Do you see any improvement there tonight? Yeah, Scotty was saying he was running between the tackle box. He wasn't trying to get outside. He wasn't trying to run wide. And I think on the touchdown, he did a great job of running in that hallway they usually create, right, Scotty? That little hallway I like to call up the middle.
I had Archie Manning one time in studio with us, and we asked Archie, what's the difference between a window for a college player versus a window for a pro quarterback? And this is throwing the football. And he said, listen, in college, 6 feet might be your window to throw for a college receiver. He said, in pros, if you got 18 inches, you're good. I mean,
yeah.
So he'd be out there, put 6 feet. Well, I got to believe it's the same thing in the offensive line and running holes. And every once in a while, you're going to see these big gaps and a linebacker gets the wrong slot and all that stuff. But if you go back and look in that Harvey run, I mean, that hole wasn't giant, but man, he squeezed right in there. It's like slipping through an elevator door. Sometimes it's like getting through that elevator door, and we've all done it, right? I'm not going to touch the sides and make it open. So you get through that hole real fast. That's an NFL hole. And the key is if you can get through that hole, if you can get through them elevator doors quick enough, chances are that, now you're looking automatically 7-8 yard run, right?
Yeah.
And one guy misses and he's a little off balance, that turns into a bigger run.
Yeah, it's so sprinklers. I'll tell you, when I was on the sideline, it was crazy because it's what Scott's talking about. It's amazing how many times you'll see a back get through a hole and it's closed behind him. Like, again, you hesitate, you're dead. He didn't do that tonight. And I also say this, sprinklers, that Harvey showed us from the beginning of practice this week. He was very, very what's the word? He was making sure he was running up the middle and that he wasn't trying to bounce everything wide. You could tell they had to talk with him. And frankly, you could tell that he heard the coaching. What do you think from PG here? Audric must be bye-bye talking about estimate. He's probably,
listen,
it don't look good.
I like him, and I thought he came back into shape good. I thought he got in the doghouse early last year. He fumbled, but yeah, I think he may be one of those guys that Sean talked about in that 37-minute presser he held sometime this week. He may be a guy on another 53-man roster somewhere else.
Oh, my God. I watched so much preseason football today. Can I just tell you, if I hear, and I really hope, I know Levy and Ryan Harris are going to say it because we all end up doing it. I can't say I've been guilty in the past. But, dude, I must have heard 1,000 times in the 3 preseason games that I took in portions of, it's not just tape for you. It's tape for all 31 other teams. Yeah, I got it. One guy said it 3 times and a half. I'm like, all right. We got it. You could get cut. But see, what I'm laughing about is, this is what I think is always funny about cut down day there, Scotty, is we all stress about who we're going to cut and somebody else is going to pick up. And yet everybody else has got guys that they like, that they've seen all camp, that they also are hoping that they cut and don't get picked up so they can put on their practice squad. I feel like we overdo the danger of losing a guy you like sometimes. So,
well, and listen, if he's on the bubble, it's kind of like when you're trying to clean your house out, you've got too much junk, and you get in those clothes drawer and you go, well, I might like to wear that sometime, but you ain't worn it in a couple of years. Bye. It's time to go. And if somebody else gets it and it looks good on them, great for that. Great for them. You're how many people, and I'm sure there has, and then someone out there watching probably give us some great names, but how many people get laid to waste and cut, and then all of a sudden they're stars somewhere else? and I'm sure it's happened.
Danny Amendola was a guy, but look, man, to your point, I think that you're making, you're not going to come up with a whole lot of guys.
Well, what's the guy Harrison? I watched a whole little documentary on him. He was cut by Pittsburgh a couple times, cut by Baltimore, picked up. Pittsburgh picked him up again, had to play him in a pinch, and he Wally Pipped it. Was so good. They said, "Oh, dude, we got to let him play."
Brandon Marshall, the linebacker here, was that way. He got cut in Jacksonville a couple times, and I remember he told me when he came to Denver, he said, I told myself, I'm going to be me, play my way, play at the weight that I'm comfortable with, and if it's not good enough, I can live with it. But he told me I'm never going to go do what somebody else tells me they think I ought to be.
Right.
So,
which happens, right?
But yeah, I'm excited to see Joaquin Davis again here tonight. I'll be curious to see what Ellinger can do. Blake Watson's another guy that I guess I'd like to see a little bit more. I guess going back to the question there that I left up there about Estime, I don't know what to do with Estime, because here's the thing. I think I'm like you, where I wouldn't mind the big body. You know what I mean? I like his body type, and I think his body type is different from the other body types you're going to keep at the position. He just kind of, again, I look at him and I think Mike Allstott a little bit, because he's just big and thick and has those big shoulders.
Yeah, but he ain't that big.
Well, but he also don't run that way. No. I think Sean expects him to run and almost knock a guy out of the way when he comes to fill the hole. And I just don't know if I haven't seen him run that way too much. Now, again, they don't hit as much in practice, so maybe he hasn't had a chance. But
now, here's the funny thing. Who's 86?
I think he's that tight end that caught a touchdown last week, isn't he?
With the funny last name?
Yeah, pre or something. I can look it up.
Your fullback and your backup fullback are both out tonight with a hammy and a foot, right?
Yeah.
Foot, a hammy and an ankle. So they put 86 in there to play that little fullback position thing.
Yes.
Ran one play and he just got freaking blew up.
Well, Patrick Hape did that sometimes. I mean, I've seen it where everybody likes to talk about a tight end. I don't like tight ends doing it, to be honest with you, dude. I don't. Because I just think they're bigger bodies, and sometimes they have like fullbacks like you and I. And look, I think of a Howard Griffith, the guy you called forever. Fullbacks are naturally lower to the ground and can get underneath linebackers' pads. I think some of these tall tight ends, it's Caden Priescombe.
Yeah.
And the guy, look, man, they don't give heights and weights on this roster. The dude's a tall dude too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's not, look, Nate Jackson talked about it in his book. When you're learning to block at the NFL level against guys that have been taught not to be blocked to get themselves there, man, that's a tough ask sometimes. That ain't easy, dude. So, and maybe Priescombe's done it before. He's the one that caught the touchdown last week. But, boy, who's got a lot of damn tight ends is the Raiders. I watched the Raiders games. Dude, the Raiders have like 4 or 5 guys. I still wouldn't mind if you picked someone else up and got rid of like a Troutman or a Kroll. Like, I like Ingram, but I still think I wouldn't mind you adding competition to that room. So, because look, Ingram's basically a receiver. You and I both know it. We've said it 1,000 times. So,
well, you need somebody that you can get in a jumbo package and still might be able to flare out and make a catch for 4 yards. And Kroll and Troutman could probably do that, but
Evan probably has a pretty good point. Sean wants him to run more like Mark Ingram than Kamara. Oh, well, we're back. We're back. All right. Everybody go enjoy the rest of this game. We're going to talk to you on Monday on the radio, starting at 6 a.m. with Brett Kane. Scotty hits the airwaves at noon, and he'll give you his notes from this second half. I'll be on along 3 o'clock with our guy, Nate Kreckman. And we're going to enjoy. We're going to enjoy this second half and see who else tries to stake a claim on a backup spot. Broncos will have 3 practices this week. I think we can still watch them. Then they're off to New Orleans. We're expecting 8 to 10 plays next week from, the starters, and then we'll take it from there. And I think you and I will try to do another one of these at halftime in New Orleans. So there you go.
Yeah, unless we find out there ain't no one playing, and then you know what? Maybe you and I.
We get ready for the regular season as well.
Yeah.
Guys, check in with us 9:00 Monday night hot mic. We appreciate you. The training camp show's over, so it'll just be us. We heart you all. Thank you for listening. Thanks for subscribe to whatever it is, Altitude or YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you're at. Subscribe. We'll talk to you on Monday. Take care, all.
Merry Christmas.